Well, new numbers suggest the Kinder Morgan pipeline project has British Columbians fired up. Tom Walsh has a look at who's willing to break the law to protect the environment.
It's the quintessential West Coast vibe. Vancouverites relaxing by the ocean. But how angry do you have to be before you put down your soy latte and take up one of these? Not much, according to a new poll. 23% of British Columbians say they will consider acts of civil disobedience to stop the Kinder Morgan pipeline.
I think the one thing that really is quite shocking is to see the number of residents who are willing to engage in acts of civil disobedience. We're talking about 23% of people who are against this pipeline happening, which extrapolated to the entire province would mean 10%. It means that 1 in 10 of us is willing to break the law in order to not let this happen.
Pollsters have been monitoring BC's reactions to the Kinder Morgan pipeline for the last 4 years, and while the numbers of those for and against the pipeline have remained split, those willing to get out there and protest has increased. It's a result that comes as no surprise to the man who commissioned this latest survey.
I know that nobody in Burnaby is surprised at the level of this opposition, but I do think it's important for, I'm here in Ottawa today, and we live in a bubble here. I've made 85 speeches about this in the House of Commons, and they still don't seem to be getting how strong the opposition is to this pipeline and how far people are willing to go in order to stop it.
And it's not just the latte-sipping Vancouverites who are against it. The sentiment is echoed across the province.
But this is people from all over BC who are saying this is something that is deeply concerning. You see it in the island, you see it in southern BC too. So it's not a situation where you can pinpoint a specific area and say, well, this is where all the worries are.
Us West Coasters are pretty well renowned for taking it easy, but this poll would suggest that we're a lot more fired up than the country makes us out to be. So I put it to the test. How willing would you be to go out and physically protest the pipeline?
Very willing, for sure. I'm definitely fully against it.
I think that Kinder Morgan actually has a pretty good track record for their pipelines, so I'm not totally opposed to them.
If I'd want to learn a little bit more before I went to protest, so I was a knowledgeable protester, but definitely.
People are standing up for their province. They've said quite clearly that they don't want this, they back their premier and then they don't want this pipeline. And, I'm very, very worried that we're going to get to this kind of conflictual level if this pipeline project goes ahead.
Tom Walsh, City News, Vancouver.